Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine. I know one of my favourite shows I do on this channel is when I talk about what I've been playing during the week, either at the end of the week or at the beginning of the week. And it's here now in Cornwall in the UK. It's Tuesday afternoon. So I've already started to play some of the stuff I'm going to mention. And some of these things might become longer videos. But this is just the kind of thing I've been playing. Now, some of it I'm immersing myself in. I'm literally diving in and I'm playing it several times. Other stuff I'm kind of going in and out and playing certain tracks from it. Like we used to do, those of us of a certain age, where we'd go and play certain tracks before you went out on a Friday or Saturday night. So, where am I? Stuff that I'm exploring, which will become their own standalone videos, is the Michael Schenker group. This is It Loud Enough? 1980 to 1983, studio albums and outtakes. I bet you there's going to be a live one, isn't there? So I've only just started to play that, so I'll review that separately. Let's move that out of the way. John Entwistle, there's a review going out for this box set very soon, but I'm going to bring your attention to the one that I'm playing the most. Is called The Rock, which is CD number 6. It's absolutely incredible. The vocalist is a bit like Steve Walsh from Kansas. The music is typical 80s AOR anthemic rock music. Absolutely love that. Also, Chris Farlowe, separate review of this is imminent. I've just filmed it, but this is fabulous. Clem Clemson on guitar, some brilliant blues playing on that, which has made me also explore the BBC set, which I think I've mentioned before, but I've not yet done a video for. Also, playing, as I get into a bit more detailed stuff, Mechanics by UFO. Now, I did my 26 albums by UFO ranking video, and this came quite low down, I think. I have to say, I have been very lucky to have interviewed Phil Mogg to talk about Mogg's Motel. I've also been really lucky to interview Neil Carter, both people who played on this album. And I picked this one because I've always liked the writer. And the track Something Else kind of made me go, I'm back into my life, You Won't Get Love, and Doing It All For You, but We Belong to the Night. What a track that is. Dreaming, Terry, Feel It, Let It Rain, which I have on a single somewhere. I've really fallen in love with this album again, and I've played it numerous times before I spoke to Phil and since talking to Phil. And now, if I did my ranking video, this would be a lot higher. Where? I'm not saying because I'd have to shuffle everything around, but it would be a lot higher than it was. I don't think the top 3 or 4 would change, but it would be in the top 10, I feel. I'm also playing the SNAFU box set, especially All Funked Up, which is absolutely stunning. Separate review coming up of that. I'm so lucky again to interview Thijs van Leer from Focus. Oh, this is marvellous, you know. It's just fantastic. And the cover again is by, the guy who does all the S covers, whose name has escaped my brain, which is emptied because I've got too many things in front of me as I try and waffle on, hoping it will come back. But it hasn't. So I'm going to have to try and look it up, aren't I? Paintings by Roger Dean, obviously. Gosh, there you go. Senior moment. Great. Other things that I'll probably do a little video on. This is Thierry Eliez. It's ThierryEliez. And it's called Emerson Enigma. So it's Thierry Eliez, I'm going to say that's called. This is an amazing pianist and artist who's done interpretations of Keith Emerson's more classical tinged works from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And it's intense. It's really, really intense. It's like Keith Emerson dialed up to 12. It's really, it's interpretations of Keith Emerson's work. So it's complex. It's dense, full of notes and dramatic. And if you like Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Keith Emerson, you need to give that a listen. Right. Those are all CDs, vinyl. I'm planning my next Black Sabbath video, because I haven't done one on Massive Reality, have I? No. And so I thought I'd play it on vinyl first. And the reason why I picked the vinyl one off the shelf is because you can see this is Vertigo. Bear with me on this, because you think I'm going to show off with my Vertigo first pressing. It isn't. Because I know the Vertigo one goes for like hundreds of pounds. But in the 70s, in the kind of early to mid 70s, record labels changed, especially Sabbath stuff went from Vertigo over to WWA and NEMS or whatever. And there were lots of, obviously, the vinyl or the labels or the covers, lots of them hanging around in warehouses, I reckon, because this says Vertigo, but it isn't. It's actually still in the box, the kind of flattened box that it is now. But my version is on the WWA label, which somebody said to me is probably rarer than the Vertigo one. I don't know much about that. When I was growing up with buying albums, now some of you of a certain age will relate to this, and those of you who are a lot younger, take heed. There is an obsession with first pressings, first editions. And when I was growing up in the 70s, I'm going to say right through the 80s and 90s, technically I am still growing up, but you know what I mean. People used to ask you if you had an album. So, hi Phil, do you have Master Reality by Black Sabbath? And I would say yes or no. I wouldn't say, yes, I have the first edition on Vertigo, or I have the NEMS version. I either had the album or I didn't. I kind of feel that this obsession with what label it's on and what pressing it is and what the matrix number is something that came along much later, and really is of no significance. If you want to spend hundreds of pounds on a first edition that's probably going to be a bit battered, that's your choice. But to me, would I swap this for a first edition on Vertigo? I wouldn't. And the reason is because I bought this from Woolworths in Sheldon, coming home from school with my pocket money. And this is the one with the emotional connection to me. And I remember, again, I've got to be careful here because I don't want to go on and kind of give a spoiler to what I'm going to do when I talk about the album, to what I found it. So I'm just going to say that as I'm playing this album, there are certain tracks that I just feel myself drawn towards. Sweet Life, as it says on the back of here. But obviously it's Sweet Leaf. After Forever, which is probably the world's most hidden Christian rock song. But Into the Void. What a riff that is. What a riff that is. I'm in the UK on planet Earth. And if I put on Into the Void and turn it up, really turn it up, just as Tony Iommi comes into that detuned riff that's so heavy, it's a wonder that with the rocking engines burning fuel so fast they got off the ground. But if I really turn that up, I bet you down in Australia, directly beneath me, there are ornaments falling off shelves each time I play it. Such is the heaviness and the rumble that it's one of those tracks that all the termites and creatures in the foundations of your house will just run for cover if you play this. Produced by Roger Bain for Tony Hawk Enterprises. Oh yes, it's fantastic, is it not? Through the shields of darkness where they find love upon a land of a world unknown, where the sons of freedom make their home. Master Reality. An in-depth video is on its way. Moving from Sabbath to a Purplesque connection. I'm dipping into this because I'm going to do a feature on Glory Road by Gillan. Oh wow. On the Rocks. 6 minutes and 42 seconds of one of the best songs that Ian Gillan ever sang on. Ian Gillan and Colin Towns. How many of us looked for the Gillan Towns songwriting credits in the Gillan band and thought that'll be good? And we were right, were we not? So yeah, Gillan, Glory Road. And this is the one with the Gillan fans only in as well. Lovely stuff. Ian Hunter. I'm going to do a separate video on this, but I wanted to mention this because Clive, one of my patrons, has gifted this to me because I've shown online on this channel that I tried so hard to find the two LP version. I've got it on CD, but I wanted this one for the extra tracks. And Clive Snowden has gifted this to me so kindly as one of my patrons. And not only will I treasure it forever, but I'm going to do a video on it. I'd feel so lucky to have this. Thank you so much, Clive. Thank you. What else have I got been playing? I've been going into some kind of bluesy R&B rock. Bob Seger. This is one of the early albums. This is 7. And I might have this might have been on my playlist before, so forgive me if I've mentioned it before. But Get Out of Denver, which in the UK was more famous by the Eddie and the Hot Rods than where this came from. But School Teacher, Cross the Gold, some great stuff. And this is an Australian pressing which I found recently. A bit of indulgence this, because how many times I've been so lucky to have interviewed Steve Howe. So the super deluxe version of the Yes album, which was Steve's first Yes album, and features The Clap, came to an amazing price on eBay, so I went and got it. So I'll do a separate feature on this, but Stephen Wilson has tweaked it into a Dolby Atmos mix, and also tweaked the 5.1 mix, and it sounds lovely. Jazz fusion wise, not that I try and do every genre every week, but this week I've kind of moved around lots of genres. Look at that. This is another eBay purchase. The Mahavishnu Orchestra in a Mountain Flame, 1972. Shall I tell you who was on it? I just like reading this out for those of you who love fusion music or are just getting into it. Listen to this. Listen. John McLaughlin on guitar. Billy Cobham on drums. Rick Laird on bass. Jan Hammer on piano. Jerry Goodman on violin. It's just amazing music. To think in 1972, let's roll back to 1968. Well, what was going on? Tom Jones, Engelbert Humperdinck, Beatles, Stones. But this was just 4 years away. What happened, with all the prog, all the heavy metal, all everything, but this was going on all at the same time. I mean, if you've never heard this, go for it. Listen to the Dance of the Mayor. I mean, is it indulgent? I don't know. There's 4 tracks on each side, so technically it isn't. But my God, it's intense. I mean, they had every right to call themselves an orchestra, because you just can't believe that 4 people are making the music you'll hear within these grooves. Oh. Live albums that should have been a double. The Sensational Alex Harvey Band, 1975. Fanfare, Faith Healer. Tomahawk Kid. God's sake. Fambo, 9 minutes 25 seconds. Give my compliments to the chef. Delilah, and of course Framed. Oh wow. What a band. Sensational Alex Harvey Band. Superb. And the last 2, and they are vinyl records, but I have these on CD. But I've been on a bit of a vinyl kick this week. I found this, so lucky to find this in a charity shop. Where I live in Cornwall, the charity shops are literally Susan Boyle and Mrs. Mills or Benny Hill. That's it. but disappeared, by Wishbone Ash. And it's mint. It's absolutely mint condition on the original MCA label. Vaz Diz. It's just, I love it. It's like that jazz rock feel, The Pilgrim. Oh, what a riff. Jailbait, Alone. The only place where it kind of dips on this is the live track, Where Were You Tomorrow, which was kind of recorded in 1971. It's a bit odd, but I'm so pleased to have that. And finally, this is just something I collect. I haven't got them all. It's Yvonne Elliman, and I do love this album anyway. I've got it on CD and in a box set, but I've never been able to find one on vinyl. And the collection aspect for me is the fact that it's on the Purple Records label, and this is a promo actually. And I collect things on the Purple Record label. But this has got 3 minutes and 55 seconds of some of Pete Townshend's best guitar work. And it's I Can't Explain, which is a cover of, obviously, The Who. And Pete Townshend plays on it. And this is a period, 1973, where Pete Townshend's guitar style, we're talking about quadrophenia, is probably at his most metal, hard rock guitar sound. And so this version of I Can't Explain is just a hard rock tour de force, really. And Yvonne Elliman's voice is just spot on. Absolutely amazing. The rest of the album is mixed and varied. You know, remember she sang on Jesus Christ Superstar with Ian Gillan, and was obviously signed to the Purple Records label. And some of you who've got the Purple People compilation will know there's 2 tracks that were featured from this album. The other one being Hawaii, which was, I think, the only song on here that was written by Yvonne herself. So that's what I have been playing this week, and I am playing this week, because there's a lot to dive into there. And I've got another Music for Mental Health video coming out soon, where I'm going to ask you how you approach listening to music really intensely, because what I'm trying to do now is really immerse myself in the music that I'm playing, and absolutely trying to not have any distractions at all. So let me know what you've been playing. Let me know what you've just recently discovered. And it doesn't matter what format it's in, whether it is CD or vinyl, it doesn't matter. Or if you've got a cassette, it's fine. Let me know in the comments. It doesn't matter either whether you're playing one album this week, one, or whether you're playing loads or just tracks. Just list a few, and it'd be great to know. And there are no bad choices. There's no bad music. It's music. You know, it might be an album that no one else rates, but if you like it, it's the most important album that's ever been made. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support. Please subscribe, check out the podcast, the website, the Facebook group, wherever there's a social media channel. Now Spinning Magazine are on it. And thank you for all your private messages and emails. It means so much to me that you love what I do. Remember, music is the healer and the doctor. Please take care, all of you, and I'll see you all very, very soon.